Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today I'm going to be doing my reaction and review for LEGO Ninjago Season 12, Episode 2, Dyer Island. So if you would like to see my reaction to the episode, then be sure to go down to the top of the description, where you'll be able to click on the link to Google Photos, where you'll be able to view my full reaction to the episode. And then if you want to see my full spoiler review, then you can come back over to YouTube, where I will be reviewing the episode right here in this video. But I would advise watching the episode before watching this review, but without further ado, let's get into the review here. So this episode begins with the ninja basically, like, now they've found out, of course, that Jay has disappeared into the game. They look at some security footage and they see that he gets it started up, and then he gets into the game. Now, they don't see that he makes it to level 13 in order to get into the game, so I don't think they exactly know how to enter the game. They just know it has something to do with playing the game, but they figure all of this out, and I really like that once they do, they don't just like start playing the game and like recklessly try to enter into it. They actually do some investigating here, and they go to the mechanic, of course, at the police station, and they basically try to interrogate him about what's actually going on with this game, and he doesn't really give them too much information, so they wind up having to go to Milton Dyer, and they try to find him, and they find out that he owns a private island called Dyer Island, hence the name of the episode. So they travel there, and then they get there, and it's basically like a hedge maze, basically, if I can speak, and they go through that, and they're kind of just commenting on how the place looks like it's not really taken care of, as if nobody really lives here, and they're going through all of that, and honestly, I kind of expected maybe they wouldn't find anybody here, but they get closer, and then they actually get, like, catapulted away from the entrance when they try to enter, so they try again, and then a bunch of security systems start. Statues have, like, lasers coming out of their eyes. There's, like, some robot dogs, which from the opening of the episode, we saw that in the title card, so I like how that kind of came into play within the episode. So they fight against those. They basically get the dogs to jump in front of the lasers to depower them, and then they're able to stop the walls from closing in on them as well, from getting squished. So they basically go through all of that, and then someone comes out, and it's basically Milton Dyer's intern, and he's like an old man now, so we get to see a flashback later on where he's younger. So he's been there for basically his whole life, waiting for a promotion from Milton Dyer when he returns, if he ever does. And basically he lets them in, he gives them more information about Milton Dyer, and they kind of just watch a video of Milton kind of explaining the game and how it feels like magic, how it's like an actual, like, virtual reality, basically, is kind of what he's kind of getting at, like a form of that. So I found that really interesting, because yeah, Jay enters the game, so we see that you can really go into the game, like, physically as well, it seems like. So he talks about that, he goes on about it, and he basically explains it sounds like Milton Dyer didn't really get the support for the game that he needed, so he kind of, like, wants revenge on people. So then the ninja make the connection that he's probably Unagami. They basically straight up say Milton Dyer is Unagami. Now, I'm not sure if they're trying to throw me off, if it'll wind up being someone else, but I guess at the moment I'll say that Milton Dyer seems to be Unagami, but we haven't even met Unagami or met Milton Dyer in, like, person in the episode, so I would leave that still up in the air a little bit, at least at the moment, but it's completely possible. I kind of had that thought in the back of my head as well, that Milton Dyer could be Unagami, and most likely is. It's kind of all adding up. So yeah, so he's probably Unagami, and then at the end of the episode, we actually get to see at an arcade, like, this kid is playing the game, and he's basically, like, hogging it, so all the other kids leave, because he's like, nah, I'm playing solo now, and he gets to level 13, and then the game opens, and he enters. So I'm wondering how many people are, like, gonna enter into this game, because then after he enters, another kid walks by and starts playing the game. So it's basically saying that a lot of people are gonna get trapped in this game, and I assume it's going to be a situation where you kind of have to beat the game in order to exit the game. It's kind of like, I don't know if anyone's watched this, but, like, it's an anime series, SAO, Sword Art Online, and that's kind of a similar idea where you get trapped in a game and you have to beat the game in order to exit. So I'll be curious to see how that kind of all plays out. because it's not even a situation where Jay seems to have his body still in Ninjago, but he's just completely gone into the game, so he doesn't even have any sort of like physical form that has stayed in the real world. So I don't know how they're gonna get him out of there. I assume it's gonna be a deal where you gotta beat the game, or at least beat Unagami in some sort of way, like he's a final boss or something. So yeah, it just seems really interesting. I'm very curious to see where this all goes. I thought it was a pretty good episode. I really like that the ninja actually do some investigating before just running into the game blindly. I did enjoy that quite a bit. But let me know what you think is going to happen in the next episode, and let me know your thoughts on this episode as well. I would probably give it like probably a 4 out of 5, honestly. I think it was a really good episode. I overall really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to what we see next for Prime Empire. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to leave a like down below, and also subscribe to the channel as well. I would really appreciate the support, and then you can stay up to date with all of the reactions for Season 12, and I've also reacted to every episode in Season 11, so if you want to go back and watch that, feel free to do so. But thank you so much for the support. I will see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.